Hi everyone, I'm Linda Wellbrock, the founder of Leading Women Entrepreneurs, and I am ecstatic to have Randi Ungar with us, the VP of Digital for New Jersey Advanced Media with us today. So, Randi, let's talk about all the different brands that you manage underneath the New Jersey Advanced Media umbrella. Yes, exactly. So, how do you keep everything in control, and what are some of the strategies that you've used to build this successful empire, quite frankly?
Well, first of all, I live in the gray, and I'm comfortable doing so, and I have been for quite some time. We're in a unique position because we have roots in publishing, and so we started off as a newspaper. And about 5 years ago, we decided we wanted to flip ourselves on our back and become a digital-first company. And in order to do that, you have to be prepared to be able to offer your clients all the digital services that they needed. And what we realized is that we also had the potential to become an agency to a lot of our clients as well. So part of my job is the creation of the marketing materials and building out prospects for Advanced 360, which is our agency division. There's a lot of clients who don't have roots in New Jersey with whom we work, and New Jersey's not important, and we want to be able to service those clients, which is why we created the agency. And what's great in that ability is that we're still rooted in publishing, so we have all this data that we're able to use for those clients, which gives us such an advantage. Another one of the things that I'm responsible for and have a lot to do with was the creation of, we actually have a political and issue advocacy agency as well, which is called MV Digital, and that's a whole other side of the business. I actually don't run that myself, but I'm part of a lot of the decisions. So to answer your question, I think it's about knowing how to wear a lot of different hats and not being afraid to muddle the waters, because things get confusing, whether it's people who are going after the same client or a client who has different types of needs. You need to be okay with that. You need to be comfortable to challenge people sometimes. So at the end of the day, I think people need to be really comfortable challenging their clients. That's why they hire us. They hire us not only for our ability to execute on their campaigns, but for our intellect and what we think we can do well too. And if we're going to be too timid to really voice our opinions, we're not going to get very far with the campaign. We'll only have ourselves to blame for it.
Now, in that light, how important is positioning to branding, in your opinion?
For myself as an authority or in general?
For both. Let's start with yourself.
Oh gosh, for me, quite honestly, it's everything. I mean, if I don't think I'm the authority, why should anybody else? And you know, a title is what you look at on LinkedIn or the bottom of your email signature, but having authority is putting yourself out there, and it's volunteering to help educate people or speak on panels. And it's funny that you asked this question. When I was driving here today, I heard an old George Harrison song, the one, you've got to pay your dues if you want to sing the blues, and you know it don't come easy. And I honestly think there's nothing that so perfectly encapsulates why it's important for me to be an authority, because if I want to be part of that exclusive club, whether it's content marketing strategy or a new ad tech platform or how we're using our data, I've got to pay my dues. I've got to do the homework. I've got to learn what needs to be learned so that I can own it. And once I own it, I can have the power. But until then, you can't. So I think that's everything.
Absolutely. Okay, so in terms of building a successful brand, we have so many tools and resources out there. What do you think some of the keys are?
I think a lot of it's a state of mind. And for me, it's been developing a really healthy mix of confidence and humility. And it may seem that those two are opposing, but for me, they work together because I work in a really male-dominated environment, historically anyway. So as a woman, I've always just kind of felt that extra push to make sure I'm on top of my game. Conversely, I work in the digital landscape, and it's changing not only quickly, but dramatically. And I need to be humble enough to know that I'm not always the smartest person in the room, and I need to be able to go to people. And it's that humility and that acceptance to be able to ask people the right questions that gives me the answers I need to have the confidence I can to do my job. So it's those two things and really how they work hand in hand.
I think it's the yin and the yang.
Totally.
Right? Too much confidence is not, you
No,
kind of
it's
go
arrogance.
over. That's exactly right.
And that's funny because I've been told at times in my career that, as a woman, I should be more like this person or this person. I'm like, but they're arrogant, and I will never be arrogant because I also work for a corporate company, and you have to play the game. You
Right.
have to make friends, and you're not going to get that way by acting like you're the smartest person in the room. So
Right.
I'm good at what I do, and for the things that I need to learn more about, I've developed relationships with people with whom I know I can go to and get a straight answer, and that enables me to do my job better. So I do think it's a healthy mix. Arrogance is not a healthy accessory to me.
Or anybody else.
Or anybody.
Or anyone who's listening. So last question. Our theme is transforming tomorrow together. How does that message resonate with you? And how do you think we can begin to do that?
I think that's a tough one. I mean, if I'm being totally honest, people in general have their own agendas. Everyone is out for themselves. So I think the only way that we can transform anything together is to have a common goal. And that common goal needs to be established. And then I think everybody needs to have their assigned roles and how they're going to meet that common goal. And then I think you need to meet about how you're doing with the KPIs of that common goal to make sure that everyone knows that they're all playing their part and that they're working towards something together. Because what happens sometimes is there's something that people want to do, but then everyone else has their own little cause and their own little agenda too, and they're trying to bubble it up to the top, but no one's having conversations. Communication gets lost. No one wants to ask a question because they fear that they'll sound silly. Nobody wants to be wrong. So it's not just the working towards the common goal, it's having the constant communication. And communication is not to be confused with just a talk. Communication is a two-way street. So when you're asking for someone's opinion, you need to want to hear the response, and you need to listen for it, and if it's different than yours, that's again parting of working towards building that better tomorrow, because it can't be one person's vision. If it's one person's vision, you're not transforming anything, you're making it what you want it to be. But if you're truly going to transform something, you need to have the power to have a million different opinions, find one goal, and then work towards it.
Couldn't have said it better myself. I like that. All right, Randi. Well, we are so excited, like I said, to have you in the 2018 class. And we are even more excited and ecstatic to celebrate you on September 21st as a top 25. And
Thank
congratulations.
you. Thank you so much.
again.
I appreciate it.